Hi, I'm Dawn, the founder and CEO of Redwood Beauty and Wellness Spa, located in the Roxborough section of Philadelphia. I am here today with my beautiful guest, Lauren, and her beautiful baby boy, Vincent, who is our second Redwood miracle in their family. Lauren, help me tell everyone about it.
I would love to, Dawn. So, when we first met in the Goldman Sachs program, entrepreneur program, you told me all about your spa and your background in clinical studies. And then you told me about the services available. And one of those services was the famous Yoni steam.
Yes.
And, we had been talking, and you knew that my husband and I had been working on conceiving a child, and it was taking a lot longer than I had ever thought it would. So you suggested that I try the Yoni steam. So I did. So I did. And 1 month later, we conceived our baby girl, Violet. And I have full body chills now just talking about it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember that day when you guys came in. You came in with your good friend Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
You also met in the class,
Mm-hmm.
and you had a lot of questions and a lot of little apprehension, but why not try it, right?
Yeah.
So, with Mother's Day fast approaching, I wanted to ask you, how did you feel when Mother's Day came around and you knew you wanted to be a mom and you had some failed attempts? Tell us about that.
Yeah. So my husband and I had been working, once we decided that we want children, we'd been together for over 12 years at that point, and we said, okay, we do want to have kids. I thought it was going to happen right away. And then over a year of working on it, it didn't happen. And if I think about, going through a Mother's Day at that time, I mean, it's hard, right? Because if there's mothers out there or there's women out there who want to be mothers and they're working on it and it's not happening, heartbreaking, right? Or if they're going through IVF treatments and they're failing. I've had friends who are going through that, or they're going through an adoption process, and that's a lengthy and can be,
Costly, right?
yeah, costly and also heartbreaking. It doesn't always go as planned, and it's a mix of emotions, right? Because we also all have a mother. We all came from a woman. We all have a mother, and whether you have a good relationship with your mother or not, or Mother's Day can bring up a lot for people, right? And especially if you're a woman who would love to have a child and it's not happening.
Yes.
That in and of itself, Mother's Day can be a really hard day, actually. Like two things can be true at the same time. So a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful day, a blessed day, a grateful day for the
Absolutely.
fact that you're here, but also a very, hard day and heartbreaking day. So I'm so
Absolutely.
thankful to you for
Oh,
helping me become a mother, because I believe you really helped open up that pathway and that portal for me with the Yoni theme.
yes, yes. Well, thank you. Thank you for trusting me with your family. Part of the process, you might remember during your Yoni scene, we talked about release. So, all the pain, all the sadness over the years, our womb is our second heart. Other cultures celebrate it as such. And we did another component of your Yoni steam besides blending the herbs specific to your questionnaire you filled out for me.
Mm-hmm.
We did a soul tie prayer. Remember
I
that?
do. Hmm.
How did you feel? How do you remember how you felt after the soul tie prayer?
Directly at, then that was before the steam, I believe,
It
actually
was
started, or was during.
during.
Okay,
Yep.
it's been a while now. I've had two
Yeah.
kids since the steam, so
Yeah.
um, yeah, honestly, so I'm very open minded to all of the more like energetic aspects of treatments and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. So when I was open to everything
Mm-hmm.
that you had kind of described before we started. And then when we did the prayer, we were working with the herbs, and I was there with you, who I trust, and Crystal, our friend. There was a purge that happened. Like there was an energetic, like, release. I tell you, I
Mm-hmm.
joke that like I purge ancestors after that steam, because I really do feel like I spoke with my ancestors in that moment quietly to myself, and I wanted to give the permission to release any pain, any tension, any worry, any trauma that
Mm-hmm.
has come from my lineage, because I know it was there. We all have that
You
as
do.
human beings. And, I gave that permission in that moment. for that to be released. And I really do feel that that was a huge factor in making space for these babies then to feel comfortable and, confident in coming into my womb and into this world.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So the time frame, you steamed, I'll never forget, you and Crystal came and steamed on January 29th, 2024.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I believe that's the date.
I know it was the 29th, for sure. It was 24. And how long did it take you after?
We conceived on Valentine's Day. We were away. We'd gone away. And so what was that, 2 weeks later?
Yeah. And prior to that, you reached out to me and said, "Hey, is everything okay? Because I'm having some things happen that shouldn't be happening yet." And it was just a clearing, a physical clearing.
Exactly.
Anything stagnant moves when you do a yoni steam. Is a great help in that way. So, and I warned you. I'm like, no, you're gonna experience some things spiritually, but physically as well, and you're okay.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like it did. The steam did open her up in that way to be able to bring these beautiful babies into this world.
Yeah.
So Lauren reached out to me probably. You didn't tell me until I think you guys were out of the first trimester.
Maybe so, right? Or at least close. You were one of my first people, obviously.
Yeah.
Because
you sent me the ultrasound, right? I was like, oh, we did.
Yeah, we did it.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
and you had your baby near Thanksgiving, right?
Yes, November 14th she was born.
Yes.
Exactly 9 months later.
Yeah. I feel so blessed to be a part of your journey with your family. And so tell us about this little guy.
Okay, so then this little guy, so obviously the steam worked for not only Violet, but then after I gave birth with Violet, very shortly after, without planning or any, real plans as to creating this little guy, he entered the womb. So not only did the steam give us Violet, but I think helped make way for both of our babies that we're blessed with now.
I believe so too. Are you planning more children?
No. My husband's getting a vasectomy.
She answered that one really
Is that TMI? I would love to have like 1 million children, and we may adopt in the future if we do want to have more. But with my own body, and I'm gonna. The shop is now shut down. Okay. Yeah.
So, is there anything else you want to share about how becoming a mom through this process has changed your family?
Oh my gosh, it changes everything about our family dynamic in such a beautiful way. Motherhood is, again, one of those things where two things can be true. It's one of the most, I wouldn't even, at times difficult or exhausting maybe, but absolutely like amazing things too, and you don't really know how to speak to it until after you have experienced it. So if that's something that a woman, wants, or a family wants for themselves, not, if a couple, partners, whatever the family dynamic is, if a child is something that you want, you do anything to try to make that happen. So why not throw in a nice steam with some herbs in there? Because not even if it's not the thing that does it, it's a beautiful experience. I think every woman honestly should experience a yoni steam, and not only just one time, but it could be like a ritual thing, when you first enter womanhood and learning about yourself, and then as you go through cycles, and before planning for children, doing a steam. It's just being a part of like a ritual that you do. I think it would be a beautiful thing. So
it's interesting that you say that, because other cultures do embrace the womb or yoni as sacred. And for me, I was introduced to yoni steaming because I had a challenge. I found out that I had a cyst on each ovary, and I had something like 19 fibroids that they could see on an ultrasound. And the next step was to come in for an MRI so they can determine surgical intervention. And I had every symptom, but I was busy caring for loved ones, and I couldn't focus on myself and even go to the doctor and see what was wrong. And my face literally looked like somebody dropped a pizza on it with the cystic acne, and I had the low back pain, every symptom of these fibroids and cysts. So I was introduced to Yoni steaming by a friend, and she became a master herbalist in the process. I learned a lot from her, and I went as deep as I could possibly go. I did a lot of travel, I talked to a lot of people, I sampled a lot of herbs, and I came up with my own regimen. I steamed myself 2 times a week, 3 times a week, sometimes four. I would be watching TV, sitting there still,
Love it.
whatever. But by the time I went back for that MRI, I now had two cystic
Wow.
cavities, no longer two cysts, and I had 3 fibroids, but they were breaking up.
Out of the 19?
Yes, and I to date I have not had any surgical intervention.
Bless.
We can't claim that we cure anything. This is just my truth, my
Of
story.
course.
How it helped me to move things along, and I just went deeper. Like, what else can these herbs help with?
Yeah.
It's God's medicine. He left it here for
Absolutely.
us to heal.
Mm-hmm.
So once your body warms up and from that steam and your pores open up, you can receive those medicinal properties of the herbs. So whatever we're blending for, whatever your challenges are, come see us. You can fill out a questionnaire. We can have a conversation. You can let us know what your desired outcomes are, and let's give it a shot. We tried everything else, so let's try God's medicine and heal ourselves, bring children into the world, regulate our hormones, and bring families and large families.
Yeah, exactly.
And one other thing I wanted to share is that we do help men as well. I was working with another couple recently who couldn't have children either, and the young lady already has one child, so we didn't think the problem came from her, while the gentleman had no children at 40 years old. So we steamed them both. We do lingam steams for men. A lot of people haven't heard of that, but just like we need to clear out stagnation, which happened with you, gentlemen need to do that as well. And I'm happy to say that they are now 5 months pregnant. They steamed in September and October towards the end of the months, and now they are 5 months pregnant.
Wow.
After trying for 4 years.
How cool.
So I fully embrace God's medicine.
Yeah.
Again, I can't say I cure anything, but I know some secrets that God gave me. So come on in and give us a try. Let's see if we can get a bun in your oven today. You can reach out to us on our website at www.redwoodwellness.life. You can give us a call at 267-335-3153 to book your appointment, or give us a call and just ask some questions, and let's see if we can help you along your journey.
Amazing. Thank you, Dawn. We love you.
You're so welcome.